I was suffering from tuberculosis, TB. Sirat al-Mahdi, part 1, page 51. He used to get attacked very frequently and his health was generally down. Sirat al-Mahdi, part 1, page 51. Hazrat was a chronic melancholic. This illness was inherited. Mirza Sahib had a royal uncle whose name was Mirza Jamiat Beg. He had one son and one daughter and both were suffering from mental defects. Boy's name was Mirza Sher Ali, girl was Hurmat Bibi. She got married to Hazrat Sahib. She was suffering from mental defects and she got married to Hazrat Sahib. He himself doesn't have a head on his shoulder. He himself has said that. Perfect match. You can find the Sirat al-Mahdi, part 1, page 51. Sirat al-Mahdi, part 2, page 135. His molar teeth and caries which used to pain occasionally. The end of one molar became pointed which caused ulcer on his tongue. It had to be filed away. Sirat al-Mahdi, part 2, page 198. Once he fell down from a window and injured his left arm which remained weak till the end. Do you think Allah is going to ever send a prophet suffering from all these things? Impotence, melancholia, hypochondriasis, diabetes, hysteria, poor memory, excessive urination. He himself has written that sometimes he would go to the toilet for 100 times a day. There's reference for this. Think about it, 100 times a day, how long did one spend in the toilet? Doing a sanjah, say minimum 3 minutes. Minimum 3 minutes. 100 times 3 is 300 minutes a day. Divided by hours, that's 5 hours a day. I mean, if he's spending 5 hours a day in the toilet, when is he conveying the message of God? He was suffering from dizzy spells, insomnia, epilepsy, depression of heart, and so forth and so forth. Now, in spite of all these illnesses, I mean, he himself said that he has got a weakness of the head, weakness of the brain. His followers claim that his mental development, astaghfirullah, na'udhu billah, was better and superior than our Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he himself is saying, this decrepit is suffering from weakness of brain. He's saying this, and his followers are saying, the mental development of the Prophet Masih was higher than of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and this is only a partial superiority which the promised Masih has over the Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So he insulted Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam by claiming that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, Prophet Jesus, was suffering from defects. Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam was free from this allegation, as we have seen, it was he that was suffering from defects. The second thing he accused Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam was that he used filthy and abusive language. Let us see how polite he was. Riwani Qadian, volume 14, page 53. My enemies are dirty swine, and their women are more wretched than the word for female dog. All Muslims regard my books with reverence and care and benefit from their sublime thoughts, except those who are the offspring of prostitutes. Riwani Qadian, volume 5, page 547, 548. The one who has no belief in our ultimate victory is fond of becoming thee, and he is bound to be product of fornication. Riwani Qadian, volume 9, page 31. Are they prepared to swear? No! They'll never do so because they are liars and are derooting the corpse of falsehood like dogs. Riwani Qadian, volume 2, page 309. Every Muslim sees my books with living eyes and affection and benefits from their learnings and accepts me. But those born of prostitutes and adulteresses, whose hearts have been sealed by God, do not accept me. Ayn Kamalat, page 547, 508. If Abdullah Atam is saved from death, and if all the world say the Christian was correct, then the bee will not follow the right path. Riwani Qadian, volume 9, page 32. Abdullah Haq is not content with our victories. He is itching to become a bee. Anwar al-Islam, page 30. There is nothing more foul than a pig in the world, but the ulama who oppose me are more foul than pigs. Anjami Afam, page 21. You have inflicted pain on me with your foulness. You are not truthful. I pray that you die in shame, you son of a harlot. Anjami Afam, page 288. This bee of a doctor does not thread the straight path. Anwar al-Islam, page 30. Anyone who believes in Moses but does not believe in Christ, or believes in Christ but does not believe in Muhammad, or believes in Muhammad but does not believe in the promised Masih, is not only a kafir, but a pakka kafir. And out of the fold of Islam, Kalimatul Fasl, page 110. This is how polite he was. Now in spite of all this, he's written in page 18, Mawahib al-Rahman, that I have never abused anyone. Let us look at another extract in which he insults Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. He writes that, you can find it in Bafi Ibala. He writes, the truthfulness of Jesus is not proved to be greater than that of the other truthful men of his time. In fact, Apostle John enjoys a superiority over him, for he did not take alcoholic liquor, and it was never heard that a prostitute had applied perfume bought from her earnings to his hair, or touched his body with her hands or tresses, or that an unrelated young woman waited upon him. It is for this reason that the Quran has used the term hasur. Hasur means one who keeps his carnal desires in check, for Apostle John, but it does not call Jesus by this name, and he goes on. Ruwan al-Khazain, volume 9, page 449, he writes, a young and beautiful prostitute sits close by as if sitting in his lap. He's referring to Sayyidina Isa Islam here, and he writes rubbish, 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 and he keeps on going. Now in these two references, he's accused Sayyidina Isa Islam of two things. A, taking alcoholic liquor, and secondly, associating with bad women. Yet if you look at his life, the only person that took alcoholic liquor and associated with bad women was he himself. This is a letter that is written to a one called Muhammad Hussain Saab. He writes, my dear brother Muhammad Hussain Saab, may God protect you, Assalamu alaikum. Near Yar Muhammad is being sent now, things to be purchased. You purchase yourself and purchase one bottle of tonic wine from Plummer's shop, but I need tonic wine. Keep this in mind, rest is okay. Whether you bring anything else, that's irrelevant, as long as you bring tonic wine. Never mind tonic wine, he was hooked on drugs. Not only was he hooked on drugs, he gave others drugs. Article by Mia Mahmoud Ahmed, Khalifa Qadian, taken from the newspaper Al-Fadl Qadian, volume 17, number 6, dated 19 July 1929. This is what's written inside. Hazrat Masih Maw'ud made a medicine, Tiryaki Ilahi, by instructions from God. Allah told him to make this medicine. And its main constituent was opium. And this medicine, after some increase in opium content, was given to Hazrat Khalifa by Hazrat himself, for more than 6 months, and himself used it off and on during attacks of disease. So you've got alcohol, you've got opium, surely that is the answer to all the rubbish that we find in these books. But whenever you have alcohol, drug, there's one thing remaining, and that is women. The same thing that he accuses Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam of. Listen to this. This is a statement of a one called Gulam Muhammad Qadiani, the husband of Aisha, and it's published in the newspaper Al-Fadl, March 20, 1928, page 6 and 7. He writes, my late wife went to Hazrat Promised Masih at the age of 15 in Darul Aman. This sire very much liked her service of massaging his feet. Now when one of his own followers objected to his behavior and the things that he was doing, and the question that was written was this, why does the pious Hazrat get his legs and arms massaged by unrelated stranger women? The answer can be found in Al-Hakam, the newspaper, April 17, 1907, page 13. The answer was given by a Qadiani named Hakim Fazaldeen Qadiani. He writes, he is an innocent prophet, and caress with him is not prohibited. It is rather a source of suspiciousness and blessing. Basically means that it's alright if the Prophet of Qadian commits adultery, and we know as Muslims there are different forms of adultery of the eyes, adultery of the hands and so forth. It is alright if he commits adultery, it is not alright, it is a rather a source of suspiciousness and blessing.